So maybe we should start by introducing your organisation.
Okay, so we're Literature Works. We are a small charity working around southwest England, based in Plymouth, using words and stories as self-expression and for well-being and for developing people as creative practitioners of words, writing, poetry, all kinds of stuff to do with that.
Yeah. Perfect. All clear. Then I'm going to ask you about what is intersectionality, or what did you take away in terms of what intersectionality is?
Yeah, so intersectionality is a social theory, and essentially it comes down to, or at least my understanding is that it comes down to the different elements that make up a person's identity and applying that as a lens in a way where you can look at the barriers that people face and certain discrimination that might be faced based on the makeup of said identity. So it can be a coming together of lots of elements of who makes a person, really.
Great. So we've done 3 workshops on intersectionality together, including having courageous conversation with an intersectional lens. So can you tell me a bit more about what's your key takeaway from this workshop?
For me, it would be a matter of understanding that intersectionality, because it is the makeup of so many different elements that make a person who they are, and the different considerations that might involve in how they interact with the world around them, whether in our case with the work that we do at Literature Works. And so when we're working together as the team that we are, having that as an understanding that when we're dealing with people and working with people and with audiences as well, how we can develop an understanding that every day is better in developing our understanding of how everyone interacts, which will be different for every person that you work with or come across, and how we can each day kind of, with the conversations that we regularly have as a team, building a sort of better path with the work that we do.
Okay, great. Yeah. What about you, Helen?
Well, I think it reinforced my feeling that it's really important to try and understand and connect with different elements of people's experience, and it's easy to make assumptions. It's something that we do, and thinking about things in an intersectional way is a great way of being conscious that there are various things going on for people and impacting their lives, which may not be obvious to begin with. And also that it's quite helpful when you're trying to kind of devise things, programs, activity, where they take place, how they happen, how you recruit. It's actually so helpful to be able to think in that mindset when you're doing that delivery planning stuff.
Yeah, and it's very practical, isn't it? That's what we really focused on, like the application of bringing an intersectional lens in the work we do to make sure what we're doing is very inclusive. It's just adding this lens to what we're doing. Yeah. So thinking about maybe some of the challenges or barriers as well that we talked about in the workshop, any kind of barriers you had identified maybe before? And
I mean, I think this is an ongoing interesting issue, which is about literature as an art form partly, and just the very word can be off-putting to people, for example, who haven't had great experiences in formal education, and trying to really consider that. So it was a journey that we were on already, thinking in those terms, and very much about story and how we all have stories to tell, whether it's our own life story, where our own lived experiences and how they're intersectional will have a big part to play, or whether it's a fictionalized story, or whether it's performance poetry. But we do think a lot about that when we're trying to get people involved and break down barriers and promote what we do. And I think that the whole kind of intersectional lens that you were talking about, as I said before, is just a great way of considering all of that, and can be very practical because it makes you think about what can you do to open this up a bit more.